Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the Rivian R1S, so that conversation is coming up. So if you're new to the EV world, one of the up-and-coming startup EV companies is called Rivian. They market themselves as a outdoorsy adventure type of brand, so basically it's not going to be directly competing with Tesla, and also they have two different vehicles that are not comparable to any Teslas currently, and so basically they have the R1T, which is a pickup truck, and the R1S, which is a good-sized SUV. However, they are pretty similar to Tesla in their business model, and I can 100% guarantee that Rivian has studied Tesla and the way they do business and take the good pieces of their business to integrate into their own. So basically they are focused on vertical integration. They only have the two cars right now, so they're really focusing on the ramp up. That way they can really push out these cars and learn the production process. And they're also building their own DC fast charging network. It also doesn't hurt that many of the engineers at Rivian are actually former Tesla engineers. So in July of 2021, we put in a pre-order for the Rivian R1S. So why do we do this? Well, Tesla only has 4 cars, and 4 cars cannot satisfy everybody's needs, because if it did, there wouldn't be so many car companies in existence. So I think that's probably the biggest reason we ordered the R1S, is because the Model Y is, yes, very popular, I know, because we have one, but it is just a placeholder car for now, so I know that's really first world problems. And we're really fortunate to be able to afford 2 Teslas and to be able to afford this Rivian down the line. But it doesn't, 4 cars from Tesla does not satisfy everybody. And so we were looking for a bigger car than the Model Y. And the Model X doesn't satisfy it either because it's a little bit bigger, but still not big enough. And the Model X is just way too expensive. And so it wouldn't make sense to even buy that car. So we're looking at the R1S because it is a actual SUV, not a crossover. It has a ton of room on the back, so basically we wanted more room because we have 2 dogs. And so if we were to put the 2 dogs like in the Model Y right now, it's fine, but there's no room for anything else really. So if we're going on a camping trip or doing something where we have to pack a lot of stuff, having 2 dogs and all that stuff in the Model Y is just not going to cut it. So that's why we wanted the R1S, because it has a huge hatch area to be able to fit dogs and lots of stuff. We were also looking for an SUV that has an actual 7 seats. So yes, the Model Y is a 7-seater, but really you can't fit anyone but kids in the back. And so we were looking for a bigger car that could actually have adults comfortably sit in the back for a long period of time. The frunk is also no joke. So if you look at both Rivians, the front can fit a full-size cooler or a bag of luggage. And I always find that funny with these Tesla guys that always say, oh, my trunk is huge, my frunk is huge, I can fit a lot of stuff. And really, it's okay if you have a couple of groceries or maybe a pizza or something, but there's no way you're going to be able to fit a full-size cooler or luggage in your frunk of your Tesla. The Rivian R1S is really the only EV SUV on the market right now. And so they just started doing deliveries about a month ago, so they're slowly ramping it up. And so, it's basically the perfect fit for us, and it's the only one on the market. But that's going to change pretty soon because the Hyundai Ioniq 7 and the Kia EV9 are coming out in 2023 and 2024, which will be direct competitors. But they are kind of in a different market because those 2 cars are going to be a lot cheaper. And so I think all 3 cars will, sell fine, and they're going to be geared towards different, user bases. And so basically that's why I think they'll all sell fine, because they're geared towards different people. Another thing I like about the Rivians is that their EPA rated range is actually pretty accurate. So the R1S has a EPA rated range of 316 miles, but looking on the forums and looking at real world numbers from people, I'm seeing numbers of up to 340 actual real world miles. And that's not even on the most conservative driving mode. So there's different driving modes, and that was just on the regular driving mode. They actually have a conserve mode where basically it doesn't use as much energy and you can actually go further. So to be safe, let's say if you're on a road trip, you could pretty much guaranteed get the 316 miles and probably even more. So this is going to be a huge plus for us because we do occasionally drive from here in NorCal down to SoCal to visit the in-laws, and so only having to charge once through that whole trip instead of having to charge twice both ways is going to be a lot of non-wasted time we're just doing sitting there. And so it's just really nice to be able to know that your car can get there and you don't have to worry about range anxiety. And let's not forget the looks of the car. So personally, I think the car looks really awesome. Of course, this is subjective, But, you know, for me, it just looks like an awesome car. I can't wait to get my hands on it so I can drive around and just look cool. For now, anyway, it obviously is something different, and so you will definitely stand out, which is kind of cool. And, you know, like I mentioned earlier, it's not the Tesla Silicon Valley Camry, so you're not going to see very many of them. So you'll definitely get those head turns when you're driving around this car, at least in the beginning. Now, if I could only get it before 2024, that would be awesome. So we'll have to see. Right now, Rivian is, like I said, still working on the ramp for the R1S, and so I'm hoping I can get it by the end of 2023. But we'll have to see what the supply chain issues and how they're doing, if they can ramp it up fast enough to be able to get me the car in that time frame. Do you think Rivian will be successful in their foray into the EV market? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.